Hello Scrapper Names fans, welcome back to another video. I have a 12 by 12 spread for you, or layout here for you today. It is for the Scrap the Boys February challenge. And here I've just shown you, I'm using a piece of pattern paper from Kaiser Craft. Had to think for a minute, and I've actually done this cut file, which is the outline of a football as well as the word game day written on it, and I have just coloured them with some, because I did it on white cardstock, just with some of my Distress Oxide inks in the red, really vibrantly red colour. I can see it sitting on my desk there, but I can't remember what the name of it is, and this greeny colour as well. If you want to know exactly the names, just leave me a comment and I'll let you know, because I can't remember off the top of my head now. Now I'm just going through and I'm actually just matting my photo. I decided it needed some kind of bordering behind it, just to give it a little bit of extra oomph, pop up off that darker coloured background. And what I'm documenting here is a picture of my son on his first football grand final. So it was the first time that his team, that he'd been playing football, that the team that he was in had made it to the grand final. So it was very exciting, and it was a very intense game. But this was about, 2 years ago? A year ago? 2 years ago. Ish. Yeah, so managed to snap this kind of cool photo of him in the back of the car on the way there, all geared up, ready to go out. Now I think the theme for this month's Scrap the Boys challenge is like a play tough kind of theme, so I thought this would be perfect for this photo. I toy with the idea whether or not here the photo needed to be popped up a little bit, or whether or not to leave it flat, but as you can see, I'm going to mat it on some craft foam just to give it a little bit of extra lift up off the page from that darker coloured background, as well as get it away from the I guess title, game day. Well, it's not really the title, but end up changing the title, but yeah, that word there. So I'm using a few bits and pieces from my stash here. So I've used some of this Kaiser Craft, I think it's called Attitude Collection. It was just a paper pack that I got forever ago. And then that I deliberately got for documenting, actually, for my son, because it's very boy themed and teenage boy themed. And then I'm using some of the Cocoa Vanilla boy collections as well. Totally rad, and my mind is not working, I'm sorry, can't remember the name of the two collections, but I mainly use this one here, and I throw in a little bit of the some Flutterby Designs bits and pieces as well. So just organising, looking through and just determining what I wanted to add. Obviously the most sort of standout colours in this photo is the red and the black of his headgear, but there's a bit of green on the headgear as well, so that's where the green ties in. So it gave me a little bit of option with this other Cocoa Vanilla collection there to use some greys and things like that too, because they kind of mix well. And just here, I'm using some smaller alphas to create like a title, which is, sorry, I can't stop yawning, Go Hard or Go Home. So I didn't want to add another big, like, words or anything, and that was kind of the title I thought of before I actually even created the cut file. It was just that I found this cut file on the Silhouette store, and I thought it was perfect in the end. There was a couple of football ones, but I liked this one the best. And you'll find that I don't really embellish too much here. I do a few bits and pieces around the photo and little dots throughout the page, but not heaps, because the cut file and the photo together are quite eye-catching. They're quite large, so they don't need, the page doesn't need heaps. That's my opinion anyway. Plus, in the background of that, the Kaiser craft paper, you've got some like graffiti kind of looking print, and I just thought it looked busy enough without being over the top. So I create like a cluster to that right hand side of the photo, and then I'm just, as I said, I'm just going through and I'm just having a look what else I can add that might go well. This is another Cocoa Vanilla collection. I moved that flare badge. It looked a little bit random sitting off to the side there. I didn't like it. It didn't fit with that cluster. It was just, 4 was a crowd. So I moved it over to this little side where I put that speech bubble and whatnot, just to add that little cluster there. And then this tag. So I've got some bits and pieces here. You can see in those, well, you can sort of see the envelopes off to the side. I got them in a gift swap, not last year, the year before, at Christmas. One of the girls, actually I think it was my bestie, I think she made them for me. And there's a variety of different ones, but they were boy themed, because in particular at that time I was still finishing off my nephew's album. And boy things are so challenging to find, so these were fantastic. But I don't always use a lot of them. I forget that they're there. But this tag's really cool. It's a nice mixed media one, and it's using, again, ties in with that Cocoa Vanilla collection that I'm using predominantly here. Can't remember if it's totally rad. There's 2 of them, and I cannot remember. I'm trying to see the front of them, and I don't know what they're called. But yeah, that tag manages to use, is using some of that from that collection, so it ties in really well. Now I'm just adding, good Lord Maud. I'm adding some sprinkly bits around the page just for some little extra pops of colour. They're in my tones here on my page, which are the green and the red, and I think I pop a few blue maybe. I sort of try and make a mix. So I think I use a couple of different colours, but I use 3 of each, like 3 coloured from that group, if that makes sense. So like 3 green and 3 red, and I don't know what other colour I used. I think I might use a blue. But other than that, it's a really short page, like quick page to get together. The longest part was really just the cut file. And really, I obviously didn't back it. I thought about it, but I changed my mind. It was a bit tricky to back anyway. But yeah, otherwise it goes really quickly together. I sort of pulled out and knew what I was going to do, and away I went. So I do hope you've enjoyed this page or this video. Please let me know by giving me a thumbs up, or if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will see you soon. And if you want to see the challenge for this month over at the Scrap the Boys challenge page, then head to their blog and you can, or Facebook group, and you can check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.